Okay, I'm Chelsea Chapman.
Emily Kelm.
Mary Beth Stevens, and this is our Thursday night Google Hangout group, I guess.
Okay, so the
Yes.
first question that we were supposed to think about before watching the video was what threats to children and families did Elder Holland mention? And then it just goes on, how has Babylon influenced the development of the threat to children and families that you have chosen to address? I know. I mean, he went through and talked about like what poverty and.
Yeah, I was trying to turn to the talk. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oops.
So, yeah, he went through a big long list of poverty, ignorance, transgression, unemployment, abuse, violence, heartache, neighborhood, cities, and nations. I mean, later on he talks about like the attributes, but kind of what I took from that as well is like the temptation to check your religion at the door, or the temptation to judge others is kind of can threaten families as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you mentioned some of the things that threaten families. When you talk about poverty, I think especially so much in today's world. I mean, when I grew up, there weren't very many women that worked. Most of my friends' moms stayed home. But in today's society, I don't know if it's cost of living, people want more stuff, the unemployment rate. I work in an elementary school, and majority of our kids have two parents that work, and nobody's at home. So you miss that infrastructure there of somebody there to take, because we have morning breakfast, we have after school programs, and kids can be at school from like 8 in the morning till 6 at night at my little elementary school that I work at. And by the time they get home, their homework's done, the parents feed them, they put them to bed. And so there's a lot of disintegration of family, because I think if two parents have to work just to make ends meet, that affects the family structure and like what the kids are getting. I mean, from what I see from where I work at.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's an interesting factor that definitely plays in. I mean, right now, I mean, my kid's not even 2 years old, so it's not like it's as obvious as with older kids, I think. But I'm working and full time and doing school full time, and my husband's working part time and doing school, and we pretty much have alternating schedules, so we don't have to have a babysitter, but it means we never see each other or together with baby or.
Well, see, that's what we did when my first two were little. We would work opposite schedules, so we didn't have to pay a babysitter. So they were always with the parent at least. So they were getting the same values that we wanted them to get, as opposed to daycare options where you don't have control over necessarily on.
Uh-huh.
Chelsea, do you have kids yet? How could she
Chelsea
mute me?
got.
She muted her mic. Chelsea, can you hear us now? Your mic is gone.
Okay, everything is an echo. Like literally people are talking right now and I can't understand anything.
Oh, that's weird.
Like I haven't heard anything of what anyone has said, because literally it's been Emily and Mary Beth talking at the exact same time.
Oh.
So it's a huge echo. I can't hear anything.
Okay, so why don't we, unless you're talking, mute your mic. Let's try that.
Okay, we'll do that again. So we'll recap for you. we were talking about the concept that right now, like, there's two people. Okay. Families are more likely to have both parties, both mom and dad be working, and so no one's really at home, which is causing disintegration of the family. We both have experience like working opposite schedules of our in order to at least be able to control the values that your children are being educated on, but it's happening one-on-one instead of like as a family. And besides that, we just talked about the list that Elder Holland went through of like poverty, ignorance, and unemployment, things like that, are as threats to the family.